welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton.
I'm Charlie Neff.
And today, of course, we're talking about Diddy because Cassie is currently on the stand being cross-examined.
Yes, and she is recounting how her and Diddy linked up, and it's kind of interesting.
It is kind of interesting. We'll talk about Taylor Swift is really in the middle of this Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively drama right now.
Even though she does not want to be.
It is pretty crazy, to be honest. Oh, and our third legal sort of story for the day. This is the Behind the Bar podcast.
I know. Chris Brown was arrested.
Chris Brown was arrested in England over an incident where he allegedly threw or cracked a bottle on someone's head.
A couple years ago.
But he's currently in custody.
Yeah.
We'll remind you.
We are live. So you know what that means, guys? Drop your comments. We're going to get to the comments at the end of the show. If you don't know where to comment, you got to watch our YouTube every morning around 7:40 a.m. Pacific time. And that's where we read your comments and our producers pluck them out. We get to them at the end of the show.
So Cassie, she is on the stand. She's returned for another day, this time to be cross-examined.
Yep.
Currently, she is talking about the love between the two of them because Diddy's defense, the lawyers are showing the jury and Cassie's reading out emails that the two of them sent to each other, and they did seem, they were together 11 years. They were in love.
Yes, and there was one that I thought was not great for her where she had allegedly texted him, like, treat me like Ike Turner.
Right. That was yesterday when sort of Cassie's lawyers, so to speak, the prosecution was raising all of the negative emails. And one of the things was you treat me like Ike Turner, which is obviously a domestic violence reference.
Yep. Oh, man. Yesterday's was insane.
It was more insane than I even thought.
Gut-wrenching. She talked about how he allegedly, she claims that he raped her at one point when she was having some kind of closure dinner with him. She was already dating Alex Fine, who was the personal trainer that Diddy had hired. Diddy was telling her, according to Cassie, that he wanted her to pay all of the money that Diddy paid for the personal trainer because she was now hooking up with him.
I can actually understand that.
Yeah, I can get that too. But she said that they went back to her place. I guess he took her back there or whatever, and he raped her. She said that his eyes were black. But then she did say that later, after that they hooked up again consensually. And she was asked why after he raped you. And she's like, there was still a lot of love there. We were together for, 10 plus years.
That is crazy.
It's just so messy. But I saw a lot of people online are like, this is all wild. What does this have to do with the case? Racketeering and sex trafficking. But I think, first of all, this is day, 4 of a 2-month-long trial.
Yeah.
So for people to be like, okay, interesting, but, he's going to get off. I think it's way too early to make that decision. I feel like right now they're character building. It's like, if he's doing, illegal activity on his personal time, raping, forcing Cassie to do things she doesn't want to sexually, all these kind of things, you're kind of character building, showing that he is capable of doing other illegal things.
True.
How do you feel about everything right now?
I feel like there's a lot of things that Cassie said yesterday, which, if true, are crimes.
Yes.
But that
he's not on the stand for that.
He's not on trial for those things, for the rape,
right?
Allegedly, for the alleged violence over many years, multiple occasions, lots of people allegedly. Like Cassie detailed some horrendous stuff that happened to her.
To other people.
Like her friend hauled over the balcony and then thrown into the furniture. Like, I believe what Cassie says personally.
Me too.
There's no reason not to believe what she says. But he's on trial for, forcing and coercing her and others to engage in, sexual activity against their will.
Right.
And so what the defense is trying to prove is that Diddy basically didn't know that she didn't want to be there for these things because she says she's saying now she doesn't want to be there, but then look at these texts and look at these emails. So how was he to know? Like, clearly, if he gets found guilty or not guilty, this guy is an absolute monster. We should never have anything to do with him or reward him for anything or have any attention if he's not guilty.
And she talked about him this morning, basically saying, like, he's a larger than life personality. He walks into a room, he's the star of that room, very likable. Seems like maybe that's what kind of drew her to him. But behind the scenes, it was so disturbing.
It really was.
And she even talked about, and I heard Harvey kind of mentioning this, like on one of his live shots this morning. You know, they had asked her, like, did you want to be urinated on? And she's like, of course not.
Of course not.
They're like, did you say that? So Harvey's whole thing is, you know, the defense can say, well, if you didn't say, no, I don't want to do that, how is he going to know?
That's why this is such a
But
big
she's
case.
like saying it's like insinuated.
Right.
I just.
But consent and also just like not giving consent. This is going to be a big case because can you insinuate that you don't give consent? Or do you need to explicitly say it? Even though it should be
obvious.
So obvious. Two guys peeing in her mouth and she choked. Duh.
Ugh.
It's hideous to even think about.
Yeah.
But the defense is going to say, did you say no?
I thought it was interesting, too, that she revealed the number that he paid her out. Because she said that she wrote a book ready to tell her story about all these things that she's unloading about in court.
She said she wrote it for him. Whether or not you,
yes,
you know.
For him to see for sure.
Yes.
So he sees it and gives her $20 million.
Not before she sues him. Imagine if he had agreed to the settlement before she came. Like maybe he wouldn't be on trial. I don't think he'd be on trial right now.
I mean, that definitely opened up. That she was the whistleblower.
The arrogance of him not just settling with her for. Did she want 30 million? A little bit more than she.
Yeah.
You know, like. Look at how much it's ruined his life. And he knew what he had done. Illegal or legal and gray area. He knew all of the crazy crap he'd done over the years.
But
and
he had made her feel like he wasn't doing anything wrong. But that it was her. It was the shame on her, like consistently showing her, like he was filming all these acts, these sexual acts, the freak offs, and was like, she felt threatening her with all these videos.
Yes.
I can't
That's the forcing and coercing.
Yes.
I'm going to do this if you don't.
But the thing is Harvey was saying he never said that. I'm going to release these. But he would show her and insinuate the fear. I mean, it's so in the weeds.
It is.
But like, I think we all agree he's sick.
He's sick.
He's sick. He's a monster.
Okay, we've got two big stories to get through in a couple minutes. Apparently, allegedly, so says Justin Baldoni's lawyers. Blake Lively, she said that if Taylor Swift doesn't come out and support her publicly, then allegedly Blake is going to release private text messages between the two of them. Can you believe this?
I mean, that friendship is sour. If you thought there was no bad blood between them, oh man, this just shows you it's not good.
Is Taylor gonna likely sort of take the stand, or like, is she so
I don't think
this
is
now?
Ever gonna make it to court.
But we've said that for like nearly a year now.
I know, but I didn't realize too that the whole like trial, I thought it was this May. No, it's next year.
It's not forever.
It's such a long time away. It makes me feel like this is all going to eventually be buried in the sand.
Well, obviously, Blake's team is categorically denying these claims, but it feels like Taylor is more and more the front, of this case.
Yeah, I think that we will never see these two together out in public ever again.
No more Super Bowls.
No more.
Finally, Chris Brown has just been arrested overnight in the UK over an alleged bottle throwing incident.
Yeah, so this went down at a nightclub a couple years ago at a hotel in Manchester, England, and he was taken into custody. Oh, I'm sorry. He was taken into custody at a hotel in Manchester on suspicion of grievous
bodily
harm.
So apparently, allegedly, in 2023 February, he clashed with a music producer named Abe Dior. And this Abe guy is saying that he smashed him over the head with a bottle and then punched and kicked him. And so Chris had returned to the UK to do some tour stops.
And that guy sued, by the way. So we knew about this incident.
How didn't Chris know that when he arrived in England, he was going to be arrested?
I don't think he realized there was probably a warrant out for his arrest. So he probably hadn't been back to the UK since all this went down, and there was a standing warrant. He enters the country, gets word, people get word that he's there, and they go and arrest him.
I wonder if they serve fish and chips behind bars over there.
Oh, you think so? Fish and chips.
Maybe, not sure.
I wasn't crazy about the fish and chips.
Over in England?
Yeah.
You go everywhere in the world. Why haven't you been to Australia?
I know. I haven't done that yet.
Fish and chips is great.
In Australia?
Oh, yeah.
You guys eat fish and chips in Australia?
What do you mean? We're surrounded by water. We all live on the water.
So do I. I'm from SoCal.
Yeah, but the water here is polluted.
It is polluted. It is.
All right. Should we read out some of your comments?
Yes. For the Diddy case, Modern Chaotic said that personal trainer helped save Cassie's life.
He did. Well, I mean...
Now she's able to have a regular life.
Literally, like she says that I was about to walk out into traffic and my husband saved me. Also, imagine being that baby inside the belly right now. You know how like one day Rihanna's going to show her kids like, you were in the Super Bowl halftime show. You know what I mean? That baby who's about to come out any day now is inside the mother for such a crazy, stressful, emotional.
Yeah, and her attorney was speaking too, saying like how brave she's been. She's ready to pop, but she's pushing through.
I couldn't imagine. Like I've been around my wife, when she's 9 months pregnant nearly, like to take the stand in such a stressful environment. I can't even,
and uncomfortable too.
I can't even imagine.
Kind-hearted Ken said Diddy is a monster. I agree.
Well, very kind-hearted of you to say.
Starks and D said, want to know who the other celebrities involved. I don't think that's going to come out in this case.
Think we're going to, and that's part of that's good for the
defense. It's
irrelevant. It's good for the defense that people think celebrities are going to be involved and they haven't been thus far.
Yeah. Junkyard Dog 573 said, wouldn't bother me to be on a jury. I'm not scared of that cockroach. Yeah, if I were in the jury, I'd be like, lock him up.
Will you, if you were on jury duty, would you be trying to get on the Diddy case or trying?
Oh yes, definitely.
It surprised me when those jurors were trying to get off.
Yeah, right. And there were people that were like, I can't be a part of this.
It's like the biggest trial ever.
Be so historical to be true. But there's just people that just don't like jury duty at all. I find it interesting.
Depends what case you get.
True. Thomas said they going to do him like OJ. He gets off, but this goes to jail for something else.
I mean, even just yesterday, wasn't there another Diddy lawsuit?
Yeah.
A lady who said his penis is like a Tootsie
Roll. Amel Farah said, I think he is guilty. He used his power to abuse others. He needs to do time.
I think
so too.
I think so too.
Gregory Bradley said, big money always wins in court cases.
TIA?
Maybe Tia sad, but true, he gonna walk.
I think if I was a betting man, I would say he's probably gonna get off. Even though I wish it.
He has the dream team.
Should the jury there, like, even though the law is set the way it is, say to themselves, this guy is a monster. I don't care. I'm sending him to prison. Or do you?
But it just takes one person.
It takes one of them to say
one person to be like, nope, and then it's
technicality.
Yeah.
Asterix.
For the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni story, Ty Soyo said, "Oh my God, Taylor made the biggest mistake and should have stuck with Selena Gomez."
Big facts.
Yes. For the Chris Brown story, Starkness D said England should return Chris in exchange for Prince Andrew. Oh, boy.
No, thank you.
And a couple of miscellaneous comments from you guys. Marcy P said, Charlie Neff, hair and makeup looking nice on this Thursday, a.k.a. Friday Eve.
Friday Eve.
I did not shower this morning. I, put on whatever. I am disgusting. I went out last night, so I'm tired right now. I went to like a Kevin Costner premiere party.
Oh.
Got to meet him.
How is he?
Good. It's funny because you know how this is so bad, but you know how he had that nasty divorce with Christine Baumgartner?
Yeah.
Blonde,
Yeah.
tall.
I was gonna say you're his type.
Yeah.
What?
Well, no,
Did you get flirty?
Well, he did ask me my name again.
Oh, remind me?
Yeah, so I was like, hi, because my friend Sean, do you remember Sean Mendel?
I do.
Used to work here.
I do. Love Sean.
I went with Sean, and I was like, I made a joke because it was a bunch of dudes there. It was like a Western type thing.
You said sausage fest?
I was the only like blonde,
Wow,
tall.
you would have been loving life. You would have been in your element.
We made eye contact. No, I'm just kidding. He's
Oh
probably taken, but
and so are you.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But I was like, hi, do you mind if we get a photo with you? I never do that. I've lived in LA my whole life. You're not supposed to do that. But it was like a premiere party and it's Kevin Costner. So I'm like, I got to ask for a photo.
When you took the photo, did he rest his hand on the lower of your back or something like that?
I don't know, actually. I got to relook at the photo.
I would like to know everything that happened so I can report back to Johnny.
Oh my God. Johnny doesn't care.
Johnny doesn't care.
No, Johnny is so secure. He's not like an insecure dude. He's super chill.
Wow. Shout out to Johnny. What a legend.
Anyways, Kevin Costner. He's hot in person, too.
Stop it. Now you're flirting back publicly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
And we'll see you guys here tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.